Fort Worth, Cowtown, USA, it's The Dean Show with your host, Dean Gosden. I'm John Fallon, along with Gil the Music Guy, inviting you to join Dean and his guest, Megan Emerick. And now, with his final monologue of 2014, here's Dino!
How you doing?
Oh, terrific.
Yeah. Last monologue. Gil?
Yeah.
Gil doesn't talk much.
No.
He's kind of a
Focused on his work.
to himself kind of guy, yeah. So, last monologue of 2014, and I guess we'll try to have a monologue in 2015 at some point in time. Actually, we're gonna wait till it warms up, because this studio, in the wintertime, it's been mild, but in the wintertime, this studio will it'll be like 30 degrees in here, and nobody wants to work under those conditions. So we're gonna wait. But the weather has been really mild for December around here. I mean, it was 70s a day. It was 70 yesterday. I guess it's going to get cold though. But for me, I think it's what's interesting is that we've had those earthquakes up in around Irving, I guess. Some earthquakes.
Yes.
And they've registered 2 point something. So 2 point something, 2 point this. So I guess to counter that, Los Angeles yesterday, I don't know if you saw, had a tornado.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was an EF0. So out here, that's not even registered as a wind gust, but whatever. Okay. So anyway, speaking of California, the entertainment front, Sony Pictures. Hey, how about that, huh? They got hacked, and I guess a few skirts blew up over that deal. Some emails laced with some racial stuff kind of got loose, and there's a lot of people doing some CYA. And I think they're trying to point the finger to North Korea.
Yes.
Yeah, they're thinking that Kam Jing Jil or whatever the M King Pong.
Close enough. Yeah. Sure. Right. Yeah.
Whatever that guy's name is, was a little pissed off because can I say pissed off? He was a little upset because of the movie they put out about two bozos that are supposed to go over there and assassinate him, I guess. And I got to thinking about that, and I thought, what lessons have we learned from this? And one is we'll talk on the phone from now on. And secondly, I think that probably what happened. I don't think I don't know if Korea has the technology. I mean, look at the country. How can they possibly come up with that kind of technology to hack Sony Pictures? So in my opinion, I think what happened was there were some executives at Sony that saw the movie and said, this thing is crap. We got to come up with some kind of controversy. So, we saw the trailer when we went to see the Mockingjay thing.
Oh, yeah.
And both of us, we looked at each other and kind of went, so anyway, I guess we'll never be at Sony from here on out. But
oh,
yeah.
That's all right.
I don't want to be at Sony anyway because I still use emails and things, but anyway, I guess in other entertainment news, I guess everybody saw what happened to Bill Cosby. Anyway, so speaking of Bill Cosby and his fall from grace, how many people the stock market yesterday fell 300 points. It was
no big deal.
No big deal, I guess. I got a little nervous about it, so I called my broker, Barney, barnstorming Benson, and he's known for taking risks. He's known for taking risks, and just about 2 weeks ago, he invested all my money in a couple of oil wells down in Guadalajara. So you've heard the term lose your shirt. Well, I lost my shirt.
Stay the course, dude.
And my pants. And my shoes. The only thing I got left is a pair of underpants and a sock. But anyway, and I guess also in the stock market, I guess I'm lucky that I didn't. He suggested I buy heavily into Radio Shack, and I'm glad I glad I didn't do that. I think their the nail has been driven into their coffin. The last nail has been driven into their coffin. So anyway, and then on to some other stuff. I suppose we need to move along. Did you read? Did you see about the lady in England? The lady in England, she was selling breast milk online to get money for Christmas gifts. And I first of all, the whole idea just perplexes me. But what really perplexes me is she's selling 5 ounces for $20. And if you do the math, she said she sold $4,700. She's made $4,700. I mean, if you break that down, that's like 18 gallons. That's incredible. I didn't even know human beings could produce that much milk. Did you?
Well, there used to be wet nurses who you could hire, that the aristocracy hired, I think, to breastfeed their children.
Oh yeah.
And they just
so what did I mean?
They were constantly producing milk.
How do they? But see, okay, so my grandfather had a milk cow. He had to constantly have a calf for the milk cow to make milk. I mean, if there was no calf, the milk cow wasn't going to make milk. So I don't see how. I mean, what is this? What is this woman's baby eating?
I don't know. That's another question.
Yeah, I just like, gee whiz. I see this kind of weird cottage industry stopping up all over the place. But anyway, so 18 gallons of milk. Mm-hmm. I was surprised at that, but what even surprised me more, and this is a question I have for you, what even surprised me more was some of the, it scared me a little bit, was her customers, her clients, no, she didn't even call them clients, was okay, so mothers who wanted to have extra nursing milk for their babies, okay, so that's legitimate. And then bodybuilders. Why would a bodybuilder buy mother's breast milk?
Oh, well, the colostrum, which is, I guess that's the earliest milk, has a very high concentration of nutrients and growth factors.
Ah, okay.
So there are some that think that those are going to help them get bigger muscles, and that's
the old colostrum angle, eh?
Unproven as far as I know, but bodybuilders will do anything and try anything to get larger. So
I see. Okay.
Doesn't surprise me a bit.
Well, here's the one that scared me the most, and that was that some chefs had been buying.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's frightening.
Yeah, I think I'm
oh,
gonna have to. I be more careful the next time I go to a place that talks about their chef. I'm gonna never order anything with like sauce or gravy ever again. I guarantee it. Yeah. When you introduced me, did you say the last terrible monologue?
No.
Okay. Anyway, and then also, okay. So the last thing. This is the last thing. Is did you see where this lady went to Walmart and she bought an SD card for her kids. I don't know. The news report looked like an iPhone, but I guess it's some kind of little computer. I don't know what it was. Mm-hmm. And so she was going to test it in her own computer before she gave it to the kid. She loaded it up and it was filled with porn.
Huh.
Yeah, it was filled with porn. She was like just aghast at that, and it made the news. And she was just happy that she checked it out before she just gave it to the kid, and then about 2 hours after that story broke, I saw another report that said that Walmarts across the country were now out of SD cards. So anyway, all right. So thanks for coming. We got a great show tonight for you. We got Megan Emerick. She's got a new movie out, and I think you had something to do with that too, didn't you?
Very brief appearance.
Yeah.
Yes, that's correct.
Yeah, called "Don't Look in the Basement 2." It's making some big strides. So we'll be back with her in just a few minutes. So stay tuned. Boy, thanks for coming back. I guess it's our last show.
For the year, sure.
Yeah, for the year.
How many did we do this year?
We did 5 in the summer, and I guess we've done 4 or 5. So almost
not bad.
Almost 10 shows, yeah.
10 shows in half a year.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Right.
Not
Sure.
too bad.
Right.
We probably could have done one a day if we'd had more than just me and John doing this. But
Well, yeah, that's true.
but not too bad. Watching the ticks on YouTube, we've done pretty good with viewership too. Not too bad. Not too bad.
Sure.
We're up to 3 on the latest one. All right. And we're up to 10 on Scott's. So.
All right. Well, room to grow.
Yeah, room to grow. Yeah. So anyway, so how was did you do Thanksgiving?
No, I didn't bother.
You didn't bother. Yeah, we didn't really either. We went to a movie and had Doritos or nachos and
nachos at the movie
and wings and
that's good.
Whatnot. Yeah. So,
we went to one of those like studio grills.
Yeah,
whatever they call them. Those movie grills.
Went to the movie grill and every time we do that, it's if we go out to eat, if we just go out to eat, I don't know what it is about a movie or television. When you just go out to eat, you order something and you eat it and then you pay for it and you leave and everybody's happy. When we go to the movie grill, I mean, each orders a full thing of nachos.
Uh-huh.
I order the game day platter with all the wings and the burgers, and 2 of them go to Julie, and then she orders something else and something else. I mean, and by the time the movie's over, we're like, oh my gosh.
If it's in the dark, I guess you don't realize or.
Well, yeah,
is that what the deal is?
I think it's just an overload of just pleasure. I mean, we're watching a movie.
Right.
And there's food, and there's I think sometimes we do that around here too. We'll rent a movie or we'll get one off of Netflix or something, and then we'll make steaks that are gigantic and big,
Yeah.
And it's just like when there's entertainment involved, there's just something about that makes you just want to eat more and more and more, and you just not stop until you're sick almost. So, but yeah, that's what we did. And you're going to go back to New Jersey for Christmas?
Yes. Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I think
and then we'll start up here again when it gets warmer, huh?
Yeah. I mean, we can heat this room, I suppose. Studio. I guess we could heat the studio up, but it doesn't stay hot long, and we can't afford the sound and all that kind of stuff. So this studio is probably built in 1860 or something.
Is that right?
Well, I don't know exactly, but it's old and it doesn't have insulation, and so unless you keep heat continuously going, it warms up, and then you turn the heat off and it's cold again. So halfway through, people will be putting on their jackets and everything. So we're gonna wait till it warms up. So anyway, all right. Well, anyway, I guess we don't have a whole lot to talk about.
No, not really. No,
Yeah.
we have no shortage of guests. I imagine we've got plenty of people on the line for next year. Right?
Oh yeah, sure. We got all kinds of people. The phones are ringing.
We got a lot of maybes.
Yeah, the phone's ringing off the hook. People are going, how can I get on your show? Well, you just got to show up when we do it, basically. But we'll have some interesting people next season, and we'll do some promotion before that probably. And get
we got to try some of the stuff that Scott suggested. Right?
Oh yeah.
Some of
that
Twittering and
I still haven't looked
YouTubing
at the Twitter
and
thing,
stuff.
but I'm going to. As soon as we're through with this show, and I got some time to think about other things other than especially doing these things week to week. I mean, it's with the editing and everything else. It's like I immediately started editing when we're finished here, and then by the time I finish with editing, I got to start prepping for the next one. And
sure.
And it just takes a lot of time, man. It does. So anyway,
You're remembering to feed your horse?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Oh, well, if I don't, he reminds me.
All right.
He stands out there and pounds the fence with his hoof until I show up. Bang, bang, bang. So,
All right, good.
anyway, he's happy. The chickens are happy. The dogs are happy. Everybody's happy. So, anyway. All right, we're going to take a little break, and we'll be back with Megan Emerick in just a few minutes and talk about Don't Leave the Basement Part 2.
Uh-huh.
All right. Thanks for coming. coming back. Our first guest is a very talented actress and singer-songwriter, I think, and has recorded a few songs, and we're looking forward to finding out more about her. Please welcome Megan Emerick. So, you found your way out here all right?
I did.
No problem?
I did.
Right. Where do you come from, Dallas?
Yes.
Dallas?
Yeah, I live in Dallas.
Yeah. Well, we've never met, so I don't know. I guess I've just understood some things that we communicated with online, but I didn't know until just today that you sing. You're a singer.
Yes, sir.
Are you a singer songwriter or just?
I write a little bit of lyrics, but the music that I've recorded, all of it has been written by Anthony Brownrick.
Oh, really?
And so he and I have a studio band. You know,
right.
We get together, we collaborate. It's called Savage Gypsy.
Oh, okay.
And we've got, I think, 3 videos and a couple songs, and it's more definitely one of those we just get together and we just want to be creative.
Sure.
And so we just kind of make stuff happen.
Well, so are you planning? I mean, what's the future of this? Are you planning on expanding it, or is it just?
No.
Okay. So the reason I ask is because I wasn't sure if you were just recording songs, or if you were in a band, or how that exactly worked. And what I was going to say is I would like for you guys, if you're interested, next year when we kick back up, is actually come, you and Anthony and whoever else is involved in the band and do us a couple of songs.
Okay. Yeah, definitely. We'll talk to Anthony and see what happens, and sounds like a great idea to me.
Yeah.
Sure.
And so all your life, have you been a singer?
Yeah, I started singing when I was 3.
I couldn't even talk when I was 3.
I started singing. I grew up in choirs my whole life. I've done a little bit of work when I was real small, probably about 13, for Silver Burdette Company.
Oh, yeah.
I worked a season there and did children's songs.
And what is that exactly?
Silver Burdette, it's
I said, oh yeah, like I knew exactly what it was. And then, and then after you started talking, I thought, you know what, I don't have any idea what she's talking about. So.
Silver Burdette used to do all of the children's books for schools, so for music classes.
Really?
Yes. So,
like a nationwide kind of a thing.
Uh-huh.
Oh boy! And so you recorded music for those.
Mm-hmm. For the books, so they could have sing-alongs and stuff. So, I don't know any other languages, but I sang in 5 different languages.
Really?
They have have a linguist come in and say, "This is how you say these words.
Right.
This is how you sing them." And we'd sing them, and we all go, "We have no idea what we're singing about."
I've done a movie like that before.
Nice.
Yeah, I was a German officer, and the guy who was doing it wanted it to be so, I guess, realistic that he had one guy who spoke German, and then he had some people that didn't, and of course I was one of those people. And I got in contact with a friend of mine whose wife was from Germany, and we spent 5 hours on the phone going through the script and spelling it out phonetically.
And this is how you say this.
Yeah, this is how you say it.
Yep.
And like you said, when I would talk to the captain, I had no idea what I was saying to him. I just knew when my cue was, and he would spit out his German, and he knew what he was saying.
Yes.
And then I would say whatever I said back to him, and he would respond, and I was like, I guess he understood that. It was crazy. So I know what you mean.
Yeah, it was definitely an experience, and an enjoyable one. It was awe-inspiring to walk into a huge recording studio at the age of 13 going,
oh, I bet.
Oh my gosh, like this is insane. And yeah, it was out in Las Colinas.
Wow,
I had a blast. I just did it for a couple sessions, and I loved every minute of it.
Right.
And so.
Do you think that was what kind of got you interested in following up on that and what you guys are doing now, or because it's kind of exciting? What you
I think it definitely helps. I mean, being in choirs since I was a little kid, and just kind of, I don't ever stop singing. Right. I sing in my car, I sing in the shower, I sing everywhere. But it's more I do it for fun.
Right.
It's it's one of those. It's a release. It's an emotional reaction. It's wonderful to do, and so I do it all the time.
Well, you know what they say. What some people say is music have charms to soothe the savage beast, but it's actually music has charms to soothe the savage breast. Did you know that?
I think I did. Yeah.
Did you really? Okay.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, so some other people
cleaned it up. Yeah.
Yeah, some other people
Public
I know didn't
consumption.
know that either. We go round and round about it.
Okay, that's right.
But that's great, and so you guys are doing. I mean, you just got 2 or 3 songs you've done, and you
and it's a random thing. It's one of those. Tony will call me and be like, "Hey, I wrote another song. Listen to it," and I'll be like, "Hey, okay," and then I'll go, "All right, when are we recording?" And so I go in and we record, and it's definitely a studio band thing. It's nothing big. But we both do it to kind of get those creative juices out.
Is there more people in the band, or just you two? Or?
Just us.
Just you two? Okay, interesting. And so it's mostly acoustic kind of stuff?
Yeah. No, actually everything is computerized.
Oh,
And then
we know about that, don't we?
every once in a while we have his wife, Majel Booth, come in, and she drums.
Oh, really?
And it's so much fun to see her on the drums.
That's cool. That's cool. That's nice. So let's move on to the Don't Look in the Basement 2. Now that's the second movie, obviously, and
Maybe, possibly.
I know stuff. Nothing gets past me. And Tony was part of the first one too.
Tony's father was.
Tony's father was. Okay.
It was released in 1973. It was Tony's father's film, S.F. Brownrigg, and it's very much a cult classic. It's less horror, more thriller, even though it's based in a horror section. And it took 40 years, and so it's a lineage piece. Tony decided he wanted to finally make Don't Look in the Basement 2, and he's been working on it for years, and it just... David Renke, Danny Red, Andrew Senseneg, and Tony, they all got together and just created this amazing film, and then I sat in and co-wrote parts of the script, and Tony directed it.
Really?
And Andrew stars. He plays William. Yeah. Yes. Okay. No, seriously, my brain just kind of stopped working at
That's
this.
okay.
I'm like, is that his character's name? Yeah. All right.
We usually hear his last name.
Yeah.
Right.
We hear Doctor.
Yeah.
So, but I think I'm very, very proud of the film. I'm very, very proud of all of the actors that were in it. I mean, the acting is just impeccable. Even this one over here.
Yeah.
I mean, you handed me a clipboard so well.
Thank you so much. I'll tell you, yeah. You can even hear my voice in the background.
Really?
I wasn't careful.
All right.
Yeah, no, I was at the screening for the actors recently. And
That was over at the Texas...
some great acting in that, great
yeah.
performances.
Right.
And
Well,
Megan does such a range.
Really?
Her character goes from one extreme to the other.
Now, what does your character do?
I play Jennifer. She's the head nurse.
Okay, so are you a scary person or a victim person? If that makes sense.
How do you? I mean, it's a thriller, so without giving too much away,
You cover a lot of ground.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those that each character is developed and has. It's just a very dynamic piece.
Right.
So there really isn't a villain per se. It's more just this amazing character piece set in a thriller horror surrounding.
Okay. Well, let's watch the trailer and we'll come back and talk about it a little bit more.
Sounds great.
And move on there. So here's a trailer for Don't Look in the Basement 2. So let's have a look at that.
New case file. Sam Withers, lobotomy patient, age 72. History shows a post-procedure incident at a place called Stevens Sanitarium where he murdered all the other patients and doctors. The one patient I get to try to impress the teacher, I can't fix because he doesn't have a brain.
Used to be considered a valid form of treatment.
If you're Frankenstein. Now, I don't know how, but something is happening to all of us, and the people in this file are the key.
Not just something, I didn't know who I was.
She didn't.
Everything started when Sam got here.
That would explain a whole lot about what's been going on here. I mean, like the ghosts and everything.
You're telling me that this place was once Stephen's sanitarium?
You didn't know?
Are you all right?
No, I'm not all right. Do you have any idea what's going on around here?
Yes, it's a mental institution.
It's his house. When Sam got it.
She started going crazy. I had to sedate her.
Why don't we just lock the door and get the hell out of here?
She might hurt someone.
Did you see what I just saw?
They're not after you. They're after all of us. You need to help me. What we need is some time to figure out what the hell is going on here before it gets any worse.
There's no way to come back from it. That's nice. It was very nicely filmed and acting in it. So
Yeah,
And-
very, very proud of it.
yeah, and so from here, where's it headed?
Right
Is
now,
it finished? Is it ready to?
Right now, we're still in post-production, so there's still some stuff that's being edited, sound's being done, music's being done. It's set to release, I believe, spring 2015.
Okay.
So, honestly, in the next couple months. And that's really all I know when it comes to distribution. I think,
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that the producers are hoping for a nationwide movie
Are they?
theater release.
Now the producers that you mentioned, Angela Gare is one of the producers on this. Is that correct?
Angela Gare is our production manager.
Okay, that's who I first contacted, and she got us in contact
Yes.
with you.
She worked side by side with me and David Rinke. David Rinke's one of our executive producers, with Danny Reed and Andrew Sensenig, and they're amazing guys. They're fantastic. And Angela was basically, honestly, my right-hand man, because I was the production coordinator. I'm
so
the
you have
associate producer.
More than just the actor hat.
Yeah, we all collaborated together and made this production happen, and it was probably one of the best productions I've ever been on. And yeah, Angela was a star when it comes to things getting done on set, because she was
That's
just
great.
like, okay, we need to do this and we're done, and I'm like, oh cool, great, awesome, I love you.
You need a whole
So-
army of hers.
Yes,
That
yes.
makes sense. A whole army of hers.
But we had a stellar crew. It was a stellar crew, stellar cast. It was like kismet. Everything came together so perfectly that we're all very, very proud of that piece.
Good.
Great set, too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Which happened to be the same set from the original.
Oh, really?
We
Where
shot
was
this
this at?
Tawakona, Texas, and it was at the Trinity Institute in, I think there's maybe 250 people in this town.
Is that right?
The place was built in the late 1800s as a college.
Right.
And where we shot was the old dormitory. And then it was just, the house itself is a character in the movie just because it's so amazing,
Sure.
and epic.
Yeah, that was the way it was with what was it? The one with the big house and the
Amityville.
That's the one.
Yes.
Ah.
Yes.
Yeah, the house seemed like it was one of the main characters. That's cool. That's cool.
I think the most fun is we all stayed on set.
You stayed down there?
Oh yeah, we all stayed on set, and it was so much fun.
Wow. So how long has this been the process been on this?
Since Tony dreamed up the idea to follow in his father's footsteps and make the sequel to his father's film, has been years and years and years and years. When
the filming has not been...
No, the filming was... We started filming in early April and stopped filming in late April. Oh, yes.
That's fast.
This was we're getting this done. I mean, it was scheduled down to the minute, and like I said, with the crew that we have, everybody just hustled, and it was pretty amazing.
Wow, that's great. That's great. Well, we look forward to seeing that, and especially John, I guess.
Oh yeah.
I think you said you had an arm in the trailer.
Oh
there.
Yeah, his arm kind of comes in.
Yeah, sure. That's good. That's good. And they're looking for worldwide.
Yes,
okay.
They're looking for worldwide distribution, and I don't know anything about where it's going. I just know that I know where everybody wants it to go.
Yeah. Well, good. Well, we look forward to that day because we'd all like to come out and see it. So.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Now, moving on, you told me earlier, before we came on, that you're also going to where? Alabama? Mm-hmm.
I'm going to Alabama
to shoot another sequel for another
horror movie.
Called...
this one's definitely a horror movie.
What's it called? Hospital?
The Hospital 2.
It's Hospital 2.
Yes.
And what's interesting to me is what you told me about Hospital 1, which is...
It's been banned in countries. It's been banned. It's been, it was taken off Tesco's shelves in England. It's pretty hardcore.
Really?
It's definitely hardcore.
Is it a slasher movie or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say it was a slasher movie. Right. It's what I not so affectionately call torture porn. But I mean, those movies are by far some of the most fun to shoot because it's just silly. The things that you're doing are just silly, but they come off so grotesque and hardcore on screen that you get an experience out of shooting it, but you're giving the audience a totally different experience when they watch it. And I think that's the really great thing. I mean, I think that's why all actors do what they do, is we try and invoke some form of emotion from our audience. And oh yeah, there's definitely emotion that's invoked from those movies.
Well, I hope you guys get a better emotion than we get, which is disdain usually most of the time. So.
Oh no, we get that too. Yeah. We're fine with it. Yeah. But yeah, that's being produced by Jim O'Rear and Daniel Emery Taylor. And their characters are just insane. I love it.
So why? Okay, so I gotta ask. I mean, there was. I mean, back in the old days, mm-hmm. Old days to me, so which are probably ancient. I don't know what it would be to you, just unbelievably old days. But there was a movie called Reefer Madness or something. It got banned a lot of places too, and it was just about people, smoking pot or something like that. It. Yeah. So what exactly? I mean, without going into too much graphic detail, what exactly caused? I mean, the progressive country of England to ban. I mean, they gave us the Beatles and Rolling Stone. I can't imagine them.
It's definitely, it's hardcore horror, and that's the best I can say. Is it's definitely one of those that.
Well, I mean, you watch The Gladiator, and I mean that's Russell Crowe mainstream movies, and somebody gets hit in the neck with a sword, and 50 feet of blood squirts out of the side of his neck.
Yes.
I mean, how much more gory can it get? I mean. Okay, so maybe he didn't have an intestine laying across his lap or something like that, but what causes it to be more so? I just
they wanted to breach. They wanted to push the envelope, and they did.
Oh, okay.
That's. I mean, I don't even know.
We'll stop with that.
They wanted to push the envelope.
All right. Okay.
Everybody knows that when you say they wanted to push the envelope, there's another question I want to hear about this. Don't make me answer this. So, all right. So you're going back. When are you going back to do that?
I leave end of January. We shoot for about 10 days.
Wow, nice.
That's another set that's go, 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 go.
Yeah.
And then we're done. And I actually don't know when that one's set to release.
Yeah.
I got to get on set first.
But it's probably not going to go to England.
Probably.
I mean, why would
I'm sure that they're going to try it, though. It is, however, set to have it's already got worldwide distribution.
Really?
Yeah.
And how did you? I mean, you were in the first one, obviously. So how did you?
Jim O'Rear. We cast Jim O'Rear and Scott Tepperman in Don't Look in the Basement 2.
Oh, okay.
And so we met on set and we started talking. And I don't really know how to take this, but they went, "Oh, you'd make a perfect villain." And I went, "Okay." And so I got cast in the role of Samantha for the hospital too, and it's been really, really fun because I now have a friendship with Jim O'Rear and Scott Tepperman, and they were just in town, and so that was fun because they were in town for a convention, and we got to hang out. And
so you said villain, and now I've always heard that playing the good guy or playing a bad guy, that actually there's more stretching, there's more pleasure, I guess, from an acting standpoint. But do you find playing a villain is
more fun?
Far more fun than playing.
Yes. Oh yes. I love torturing people. No, I mean, no, I really enjoy taking my psyche and just going off into the distance and and then coming back from it going, yeah, I'm never going to do that in real life. Are you kidding me? But it's so much fun just kind of pushing my own boundaries and pushing my own envelope of what I mentally can do. And I think that's why I enjoy playing the villain. I enjoy playing something that's just my entire opposite.
Right.
And so, and that's why I was really, really excited to accept this role, because it's just something that I've never done. I've never played a character this intense.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's exciting. Did you do theater any at all, or just got into
not
film?
really.
Yeah.
I mean, I did some musical theater for my church or my school, but
Really?
I never did any stage plays.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's interesting. Yeah, I've always heard that playing a villain was far more exciting to people, the actors, than playing the good guy.
Yeah.
Because a good guy, I guess you get kind of trapped in what his thing is, and you can't. And the bad guy is where you can, as you said, go to the limits. You can create this bad guy who's totally evil, but then he's got vulnerabilities too, which makes him which makes him even more multi-layered, I guess, than a lot of characters. So.
Yeah, it's definitely it's more dynamic and more fun to kind of see where you can go with it and create something amazing out of a horrific role.
Right. Well, that's interesting. So anything else going on that you got coming up, or?
No, right now, just finishing up pushing Don't Look in the Basement. I'm ready to shoot The Hospital too, and do my day job.
And what's that?
I'm an editor.
Oh, really?
I like to stay within the entertainment field.
You're an editor. Boy, do you like editing?
I love it.
Do you really?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I guess if you're an editor, you would, yeah.
I absolutely. It's a lot of fun, one, to be able to walk out of my bedroom and sit down at my desk and be like, all right, and now I'm going to work. And it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I guess I'll start. But no, it's fun. I edit wedding films.
Oh, okay.
And so it's really wonderful to sit down and watch somebody else's wedding.
Right.
And see what they've chosen and look at the dresses and be a girl for a moment and then go back and, be my little tomboy self.
How did you get into that? I mean, that's interesting.
I met the owner of this company that I work for, and we just started talking, and I was like...
So he does the filming, and then you do the editing. Okay.
And he does the editing too, and he's the owner, but I'll edit a couple pieces here and there, and then I project manage everything else.
See, here's why I don't like editing.
Why is that?
Okay. Because I've had too many occasions where I've been spending two laborious hours or 5 laborious hours making all these perfect cuts and these perfect moves and the sync and the sound and everything, and then because I get so into it, and maybe also because I get cheap crap, the little window comes up that says, "Oops, we've encountered an error and we must shut down," and everything I've done for the last 5 hours,
Yes.
gone.
Yes. Yes.
Just gone. Just.
Any tips for helping in a boardroom situation?
I probably. It's funny how quickly you understand that once that happens to you, but it's also interesting how quickly you forget that once you.
Oh, I was editing a film, and all of a sudden I go back. It's like, okay, so I just need to see the beginning, and where's the beginning? Where did it go?
Right.
Oh no! I mean, I had just accidentally deleted everything, so
Oh boy.
it happens, and you just kind of have to go deep breaths, deep breaths, deep breaths. Okay.
I take deep breaths, and then after I finish doing that, I have to go across the room and find all the pencils and things that I threw.
And we'll pick this up, and okay.
Yeah, it just frustrates me to no end, and one day another thing about editing that I find incredibly, and maybe it's just because I'm still on the uphill side of the learning curve, is that I never know that I've done something wrong until an hour after I've gotten into it.
Oh yeah.
And I get way down the line and I go back and play it, and like half of it's out of sync or something. And like, when did that happen? I don't even know when it happened.
And you can't really undo it.
No,
like,
you can't.
I know, can't hit undo.
Mm-mm. You only get like 3 undos, and then it's like stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I tip my hat to all the editors in the world that like to edit.
Oh yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
I do it only because I have to. And editing, it takes a lot of time. How long does it take you to edit like a wedding video?
The wedding videos that I edit are probably around 8 to 12 minutes, so they take me a good 3 or 4 days.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's for first draft.
Right.
And then after, you gotta go, oh no, that's not a good clip. Oh wait, no, that is a horrible song. We have to change that. So it's definitely like, you gotta get it all down and be creative, and then after that you gotta fine tune it. And you're like, okay, now it's great.
Right. And you see, there's the difference between you and me, is that once I get that last cut in, I go, it is what it is.
Oh, no.
I'm just so grateful to get to the end of it. Boy, I tell you. No, but editing something like this is not as, because we do have the multi-camera aspect of it. It's not like having to take, like with a movie where you're shooting on one camera or maybe 2 if you're lucky, where you have to do cutbacks and I mean that can
I've never edited a movie. I've only edited wedding videos, so I don't even know. Like, I would sit down and try and edit a film and go, I respect you guys so much. I can't do this.
Yeah, I'm surprised. I'm surprised that there's not like a better Academy Award for editors myself. Maybe they should get, if they win for editing, they should get like a bigger trophy or
well, a good editor can make or break any film, and I think that's incredible, because I've watched, Anthony's editing Don't Look in the Basement, and I've actually sat in on sessions and I've just watched, and he's just like, dude, what is happening here? And it just flows.
Yeah,
this is amazing.
And I think that's what you're an expert editor from the wedding point of view, and I'm a novice editor from this point of view. Mm-hmm. And I think that what you just said, I think that lends itself to the fact that we would probably, just like watching Tony edit this, he's so good at what he does.
Oh yes.
That it's not as challenging perhaps as it would be like for instance heart surgery to me. But you got the heart surgeon and they're going, okay, so tomorrow we're going to go play golf. There's the heart.
And what happened here? Oh wait, there's a thing here.
Oh, we'll be over at 10. Okay, roll him out of here. He's done. And and we would never understand any of that at all.
Yeah.
So I get that. And but it's still, to me, to get to that point, it took a lot of energy and concentration to get to where he can do it so easily. So I tip my hat to him on that deal.
Yeah,
so.
I respect anybody who can do their job so well that they're like, okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. You're like, whoa, this is art. What is happening? But it's amazing to be able to watch anybody who can do their job so well and put their heart and soul into it.
Right. Yeah.
And you can definitely tell with Don't Look in the Basement that there are a lot of heart and souls in that product. So
that's good.
Yeah.
Well, good. Well, we'll look forward to seeing that. And so I want to touch one more time on now your band or the studio band is called
Savage Gypsy.
Savage Gypsy.
Yes.
Okay.
We've got. I mean, like I said, we just do it for fun. So there's a couple videos up on YouTube and a couple songs
I was say,
on
if
Savage.
anybody wants to listen to your just do a search on for Savage Gypsy and
Savage Gypsy, and some stuff will pop up on YouTube. And then we're also on ReverbNation.com, and you can just go Reverb Nation Savage Gypsy, and you can find more of our music.
Okay, great. I wish we had that. See, if you do a search for the Dean Show, it comes up with some sort of Muslim crowd.
The Mujahideen Show.
Yeah.
Are you familiar with the Mujahideen Show?
I'm not.
Well,
I'm not.
Yeah, well,
I'm only familiar with this.
Yeah, that's right. Well, if you search for this, you're going to get that. So and
that's okay.
Yeah, you got to search for it a special way. We'll tell you about that later. But,
yeah.
But anyway, well, Megan, I really appreciate you coming out today.
I appreciate you having me.
It's been a pleasure, and we'll talk to you more about you guys coming out here and doing some songs for us. So I got to ask before we break here. Now, if let's say you did that, do you guys have your own equipment and your own sound system and your own deal, or is it all just part of a big board kind of a thing? Or
it's just kind of part of a computer.
Okay.
So, and then he has his keyboard, and he creates the sounds, and then it's a lot of Tony sitting in a room mixing, and then I walk into a little room, sing, and then he mixes. It's definitely a lot of Anthony Brownrigg sitting in a room being creative.
I see.
And then me walking into the studio going, how long has this trash been here? So, no, but I mean, he's so creative that I'll walk in and my OCD, very, very clean self will be like, no.
Oh.
Okay, no, all right. He's like, shut up.
Just go in there and sing. That's funny. Well, good. Well, hopefully we can work out a deal where we can get you guys on here.
Yeah, sounds great.
To do a couple of songs for us, and next season we're gonna, like I said, wait till it warms up. And again, thank you for coming out. I know it was kind of a trip out here. And anyway, there you go. If you want to listen to some of the Savage Gypsy stuff, go to YouTube and do a search for
Savage Gypsy.
Savage Gypsy, and
you can look up Don't Look in the Basement too.
And Don't Look in the Basement, and watch the trailer. I guess there's another trailer that's out there too. Is it kind of the same thing, or?
No, it's a little bit different cut, and it's just our official trailer part 2.
Okay.
Basically.
Right. Yeah, so look at that, and we'll keep you posted on the process of that, progress of that, and let you know when it's going to be out, so you guys can go see it. So anyway. All right, that's about it. Thanks for coming, and we'll see you next time. We'll see you back in 2015. And everybody say Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Yeah, all right, thanks. Good night, everybody.